I think one of the things that's replicated in the UK as in other countries is that we've seen a decline in nuclear education and a decline in nuclear research and now a renaissance. And it's important that education has been seen to get up to strength sooner rather than later, because it's very important we have the educational providers and the universities being able to train the workforce of the future. If we don't have people being trained and educated in nuclear technologies, we will not have the people to build the new reactors. I know in France there's not been this slowdown of development, and it's continued all through the 80s and 90s, but the UK is very similar to other countries, like we saw an example of Sweden, in the US, yeah, other countries as well. They've seen a dramatic drop-off in nuclear expertise when it comes to the end of the 1980s through the 1990s. And it's only in the last 5 or 6 years that the UK has managed to reinvigorate the programmes, get more people employed by the universities to teach on the programmes, and therefore get the student numbers required of the nuclear industry. We had people who were still interested in nuclear research. The nuclear programmes had been run down to a certain extent, but within universities and within university departments there were still some people doing some nuclear research. So the idea of ENTEC, the Nuclear Technology Education Consortium, is to bring these people together to form a master's programme. So we have 11 universities who are able to deliver 23 different modules covering all aspects of the nuclear fuel cycle, apart from mining, and they are able to deliver a programme which its strength is its diversity between all these various universities. The students move around experiencing all the different universities as they travel. They can go to Birmingham for the reactor physics, they can go to Manchester for radiation protection, they can go to Sheffield for waste immobilisation, etc., etc. And they get experience with different aspects of the nuclear technologies required of the nuclear industry. Now, because we've brought these people together, we've attracted the student numbers, and the universities have now seen that there is a future for nuclear education again. So some of these universities have developed their own master's programmes. So some within ENTEC, such as Imperial, developed their own master's programme in nuclear engineering. Other universities, such as the University of Cambridge, which is not part of ENTEC, have developed their own master's programme. So following on from ENTEC's establishment in 2005, we've had a vast increase in the number of programmes, both at master's level, but also the content at undergraduate level, bachelor's level. So we've got more and more people coming through universities who have experienced some kind of nuclear education and are therefore more able to make a decision, or more aware to make a decision, of working in the nuclear industry. The Nuclear Skills Academy is focusing on more on technician level education and foundation degree, which is a 2-year degree programme, a part-time study for industry people. And they're doing a very important job of trying to gain qualifications across the whole industry to raise the professionalism and the nuclear awareness of everybody entering the nuclear industry. So it's not only the people that are kind of the operators, it's everybody that works on a nuclear plant, everybody that works on a company which is supporting the nuclear operations. So we work with ENSAN across the whole of the educational spectrum. It's very important that we talk to nuclear industries continually, because we have to deliver students, we have to deliver research which is useful for the nuclear industry. So if we ignore nuclear industry, we don't know if our product or our research is suitable for nuclear industry. Our courses are supported by nuclear industry, they send their workers onto our courses, they deliver lectures on our courses, they provide opportunities for project placements, and without this collaboration with industry, our programmes would be a lot weaker. I've been involved in nuclear education for a long time now, so I'm very familiar with a lot of the country's situations, but it's always very important and very valuable when people come together to share experiences, because we are in an educational subject which is developing very quickly. So we have French people talking about Chinese opportunities. We've had a summer school in China, so I wasn't aware fully of what the French were doing in China. We've got opportunities in Jordan, we've had people talking about the opportunities in Sweden. Particularly from the UK, it's very important that we acknowledge that there are master's courses in France being run in English, there are master's courses in Spain being run in English, there are master's courses in Sweden being run in English. So it's important that we keep coming together to find out what the best practices are, what the innovative technologies are to deliver these educational programs, and to learn together. We are not in a really competitive industry. we are in a collaborative industry, and if we collaborate together, all our educational programs will grow and be stronger, I believe. I haven't heard anything surprising. I've heard some new things, new developments going on, how people are working more towards this collaborative approach, whether I've had a very interesting conversation with the representative from the Czech Republic, wanting to perhaps set something up which is very similar to ENTEC. How does he get the universities to buy into this idea? I'm talking to him about the kind of the processes that we went through to develop and to make universities understand there is benefit to be gained by working with other universities. Because having 1/10 of a programme is a lot better than having 0/10 of no programme. So it's much better to work together. So there's lots of opportunities to collaborate. We can give examples of our best practice, and I'm always looking out for new examples of best practices, new ways to teach, new ways to engage students, and new ways to kind of engage with outreach programs to get students interested in the programs in the first place.